Hey guys, what's happening? Come on in, sit down. It's time to talk a little Dreamwave wrestling with your boy DB. Welcome to season 2, volume 12. Thank you so much for tuning in to Dreamwave Prelude right now on sitdownmars.com. Don't forget to subscribe while you're here. So what I got for you today, man. Today it's going to be a recap show. I got a little guest for you coming on here in just a little bit. It's going to be a recap show. There's a lot that's been going on with Dreamwave Wrestling. We're coming off of All-Star Weekend. We just finished up with the Silo show. That's where it's a Psycho Silo Saloon. That's what we're going to be talking about today. So excited for this today, man. Excited for everything going on at Dreamwave Wrestling. Welcome, everybody. My name is DB. I am the host of Dreamwave Prelude, and I am the host of the Sit Down Mars podcast. And you know, there's been a lot going on with Dreamwave Prelude. We had a very successful year so far, and a lot of things are going on, man. A lot of things are happening in Dreamwave Prelude. You know, we have the top prospect series is going on right now. It is going on. It is in full gear, and we're headed to that elimination scramble finale in December. The winner of that elimination scramble is going to get an alternative title match in 2027. They're going to be named the 2026 Top Prospect Series winner, and just excited for that, man. So we've been going with these Dreamwave Prelude power rankings all year long to keep track of who's at the top of the rankings. On volume 11, Sean Logan was the first person to clinch his spot in that Dreamwave Prelude top prospect finale in December with his 4th win. So he is the only one that has qualified so far. Jackson King still up there. We got Jordan Cross, Matt Hatter, Theseus, Xander. All these guys still need another win to clinch. Jade is right there too at the bottom, Florida Man. But the top 6 in the Prelude power rankings after the October show, which basically is only, we only have about 2 or 3 more shows left before that October show. And the winner after the October show, the top 6 in those power rankings are going to qualify for that elimination scramble. So there's a lot still going on right now. There's a lot still up in the air, but the only thing that we know for sure is that Sean Logan has qualified for that elimination scramble. So congratulations to him. He's been grinding out. All these guys have been grinding out. So I'm sure he's happy to be in that top prospect series finale in December. So it's going to be a big one, guys. Make sure you come out early to the Dreamwave shows. Prelude, if you're new to Prelude, it is recorded on the pre-show of Dreamwave wrestling events. And so make sure you come out. Make sure you support Dreamwave Prelude and the Stars of Tomorrow. These guys and girls are hungry. They want to make it to that main card, and that's what we're here to do on Dreamwave Prelude. So make sure you stay tuned and find out everything that's going on with Dreamwave Prelude right here at sitdownmars.com. And make sure you stay tuned to see who else is going to qualify for that eliminations scramble in December. And so, as we talked about, there's a lot going on in Dreamwave Wrestling. There's a lot going on everywhere right now in Dreamwave. And to kind of cap all this that's been going on, today's guest is one half of Dreamwave's commentary team. He is the voice, the sound of Dreamwave Wrestling. If you ever tuned in to a Dreamwave Wrestling show, you know this voice. Here he is. Well, he was on the Sit Down Mars podcast many, many moons ago, but finally back. We're going to try to get him on here to talk more. Welcome to Prelude for the first time, Dreamwave Wrestling commentator Gage Bright. Welcome, buddy.
DB, thank you for having me. What's going on, everybody? Glad to be on.
Yeah, man. And, let's jump right into it, man. The summer of Dreamwave is in full effect, Gage. But before we talk about where we're at right now, let's backtrack just a little and give the folks a little something to go check out. All-Star Weekend was just back in June. We had a big card, Uprising 8. If you're new to Dreamwave, Uprising is our women's division. It was another fantastic card. You can probably check it out now on IWTV, independentwrestling.tv. Lots happening here, so make sure you go check that one out. And then right after that Friday night, man, we rolled it, right after that Friday, we ran over to the Sanctuary for Dreamwave Wrestling's sister promotion, After Dark. engaged. The only way I know to even describe these shows is just absolute debauchery. These shows are wild. These are 21 and plus shows. So, Dreamwave wrestling events are all ages. But this one, however, is not. We always say 21 plus. But, if Gage, you've called a couple After Dark shows now. How would you best describe After Dark wrestling?
Well, you called it the sister promotion. I kind of call it the drunken uncle promotion, I guess. It's not what your typical Dreamwave show is. It's kind of everybody gets to let loose. The shots are a little harder. You might catch some an F-bomb or two, but it's a great time though. Kyle and I are up in the crow's nest, safely up in the crow's nest.
Right.
And it's a great time over at the Sanctuary, man. It's so much fun. I'm glad. I'd always heard about this back in the first iteration of Dreamwave. So it's cool that I get to be a part of it, or I guess, interesting that I get to be a part of it too.
Yeah, and it's kind of nice, man, because we do these Dreamwave shows, and when we go here, we can let loose a little more. It's a little wilder. The crowd at the Sanctuary is literally right on top of the ring. It's a very cozy environment, but we love it. So if you haven't checked out Walk of Shame, After Dark Wrestling, go check it out. If you haven't seen Effie, there's a good chance to check out Effie on that show as well. But let's also talk about the finale from All-Star Weekend, Gage. I think, we went into this with our jaws dropped already still about Brittany joining the curse. And by gosh, man, by the time we got finished with this show, we were picking up our jaws again, because one of the craziest things in Dreamwave wrestling happened. One of LaSalle's very own, Hunter Holcraft, joined the curse against Team Dreamwave. I can't believe this would ever even happen, but I mean, none of us ever saw this coming, Gage.
No, it has to be one of the most, one of the most shocking moments ever. I mean, there was several people in front of me in the broadcast booth just crying, actually tears down the cheeks crying at this. I mean, the hype, the hometown boys, they were the tag team champions, everything going right on top of the world. And then, one swing of the chair.
Yeah. And LaSalle stood still, right? When that the swing of the chair, Hunter Holcraft, he hit Gage Bright, his teammate, the hype, his tag team partner. They've been cranking it, just kicking butt all over the Midwest, and and here at Dreamwave, and I would have to say, this is one of the more shocking moments in Dreamwave history. So go check that out on IWTV, and all that. Had us getting ready for the Dreamwave Psycho Silo Saloon show, and all this. So a War Games type match was made between Team Dreamwave and the Curse, and somebody had to come out on top. We had to find out who was going to carry the reins of Dreamwave moving forward. Was it going to be the Curse, or was it going to be Team Dreamwave? So let's talk about the Psycho Silo Saloon show here. Gage, we finally get to the big one, the Psycho Silo Saloon. The Dreamwave show was called No Escape. We just talked about, it was a War Games type event. We had two rings surrounded in steel, surrounded in barbed wire for the main event. But before we get to that main event, there was a lot that happened on this card. So before we get moving here, let's talk about everything. Before we get to the main event, let's talk about everything that happened on this show. Gage, to lead off the show, man, you talk about a hot opener, man. We had AMB versus Cody Lane. Cody, he was the alternative champion for a while, but ever since he's lost to Christian, he's kind of been on a little bit of he lost to Christian, he lost to Channing Thomas. Unfortunately, AMB was on his game this night, and Cody came up with another loss. But, not only is that loss, mean a lot for Cody, this win for AMB probably means a lot more. This is his first big win in Dreamwave.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you talk about two guys both being on top of their game. Cody Lane, his first night in the company, he won the title, was undefeated almost a year. But then, as I like to say, the pendulum swung back the other way now. lost the title to Christian Rose, lost to Channing Thomas, and now he's lost to AMB. But AMB, to his credit, man, he has been on top of his game. I mean, you and I both have seen this guy. He has been on the ascent for some time now, had a good showing back at Eve of Destruction in that scramble for the alternative title against Christian Rose, Quintero, and Megan Bain. And it was a banger right out of the gate. I mean, you knew they were both going to bring it. And AMB, man, 1, 2, and 3, a huge win for him. I believe that's his first main roster victory too, or one of the first. So he's here. I mean, he's here. He's established himself down here in LaSalle, and it's awesome, man. It was a great match to call, and Fields and I, we were on, man. It was great.
Yeah, AMB, is a guy, he's on the scene. He has been grinding out forever. He wrestles so many different kind of genres, you know what I mean? So there ain't really nothing he hasn't seen. And, he's pretty much kind of a local boy, you know what I mean? So it's good to see, the local guy doing well. He likes to tell me about, show me places where he used to sit at the nights at the KC Club, when he was a kid coming to watch Dreamwave shows, and now he's getting wins. So we got to keep an eye on AMB, man. It's going to be a big year coming up, I think, for him. Next up, man, we had the big ass scramble, and if you ever seen the big ass scramble in Dreamwave, man, this was it was a big old cluster of fun, is what it was, man. We had a lot of debuts here. We're gonna leave this one a little bit because I want you to go check this out on IWTV. But we had a lot of debuts in this match, Dreamwave. A lot of people making their debut, but Dreamwave Academy's very own Xander Pride, it comes out with his first big win. He's gotten wins on Prelude. Now he's got a big win on the main card, and he's looking at, probably about only a year and a half in the business, but he's kind of starting to come into his own here.
He really is. There was a lot of good young talent in that scramble match, and everybody was just flying around. You were right there seeing it. Everybody was just going balls to the wall because they knew how big of a win that was going to be, to pick up and score one on the main roster. And yeah, man, Xander Pride. I mean, I've seen the work, not just in Dreamwave, but in Zawa Live, where he's, been with us for a while up there too. And I think he's going to do something. This is not the last we've seen of him. It's a big win. It's his first win, but it's not going to be his last, I don't think. And but credit everybody there, man. It was a hot day. They showed up, showed out, and they were clawing and digging. I mean, there's a few guys in that match. I don't think it's the last time we're going to see them down there either. Yeah, for sure. So go check that match out on IWTV. And then, Gage, we had 2 awesome guests at the Psycho Silo Saloon for Dreamwave No Escape. The first one was the Godfather. He's synonymous for having that hoe train. And he come out and he greeted the fans at the Psycho Silo Saloon, but, and he called for the train to come out, but he didn't get the train, Gage. He got Cody Kaiser. Oh, God.
Instead. You're very familiar with him.
Oh, God. Well, I've had plenty to deal with Cody Kaiser. And, I mean, you talk about a tease. I mean, I don't know what he was thinking, coming out here trying to perform a miracle on the Godfather.
Not the guy, I would think. Not the guy.
No, but the best part about that was Cody Kaiser getting his butt whooped by Marche Rocket. I mean, Marche Rocket back in Dreamwave, that was cool to see. And
it was.
Especially, the miracle was Cody Kaiser getting scraped off the mat. That was the miracle, that we could get him off the mat. But yeah, Godfather held it down, like he always does. He and Marche took care of business, and I'm sure the smoke train was chuffing afterwards.
Yeah, absolutely it was. Yeah. And then next up, man, we had Becca B3CCA versus Rachel Lay. Both of these girls, to put it simple, man, both these girls needed a win. Rachel is still, I think, looking for that first win in Dreamwave. Becca, ever since losing the title, things haven't gone her way, but she did come up with a win here. Becca got the win, but she got rid of some of her help, Gage. She's had man 1 and man 2 and Marge, And on this very night, go check this out on IWTV, but she wasn't happy with him, and everybody got fired. So, so Becca not happy, and we'll just have to wait and see what happens with that moving forward. But Becca had one of the coolest entrances of the night, Gage, right? I mean, when you roll in on a motorcycle, that's pretty tough.
That was tough. I mean, rolling in on the Iron Horse, I believe I called it on commentary. I guess when you're a pop star like that, you got a lot of pull and can do that kind of stuff too. But yeah, no, this was a great match. I mean, I figured going in, these two just athletes, I mean, they can just go, and you knew it was going to be a banger right out of the gate. But Becca, picked up the win. But I don't know. I feel like Man, and Marge got a bit of a raw deal, to be honest. I think it was inadvertent. I don't think they meant to do anything to Becca, but right. I guess when you're an international pop star, you got to have the best company. But both Becca and Rachel Leigh, man, they both laid it all on the line, and it was awesome. Banger.
Yeah, it was. And for the Dreamwave Women's Championship, the challenger, Shaza McKenzie, she had the best all-star weekend of anybody. She come out with 3 wins on 3 shows, and that put her in a spot to challenge for the Dreamwave Women's Championship. But she would come up short on this occasion. RJS Gage just seems unstoppable at the moment. She is, I call her the boss, man, because, she's the boss of the division. She's got both belts in the women's division right now. So, I mean, there's no other way to describe her other than she is running things right now in the women's division.
Yeah, I mean, I said on commentary, I don't know what you have to do. I guess you just have to kill her, because that's about the only way you're going to stop her. I mean, I did say as well, I respected the way Shaza McKenzie went about this. She didn't come in with a cheap shot. She didn't come in, doing anything like that. She came out face to face, looked at RJS and said, you know what? It's my time now. I'm sure she had our chief championship officer, JC Castilli, sweating bullets in the back.
Yeah, right.
But no, she earned the opportunity. She came out, told RJS to her face, July 18th, let's do it. Let's go. And it was tough, man. They were swinging for the fences, both of them. I mean, I knew it was going to be, it was a slobber knocker. It was the epitome. And, but I don't know, man. I mean, it just seems like RJS, she gets that RNC in and it's just wraps. It's good night. See you at the pay window, man. I don't know who or what it's going to take.
Yeah. And, at this point, I feel like, like we got to start talking about the streak. You know what I mean? Like, it's been long enough now where she's put one together, so, but, one of the iconic historical runs, in Dreamwave coming on the scene, and she is just looking unstoppable right now. So pay attention to RJS in a Dreamwave Wrestling coming up. So, and then Gage, let's get to this main event, my friend. We are special guest enforcer, the second guest of the night, Ken Shamrock. He signed autographs for the fans and took pictures and stuff before the show. One of the nicest guys we've had at Dreamwave. But this was the big blow off. We had to put all these guys in a cage: Christian, Bobby, Channing, Gage, and Mike against Steven, Hunter, Brittany, Damian, and Connor. And this was an amazing match. It was one of the wildest things I've seen on independent wrestling. There was a lot of blood. There was a lot of tables, smashing everywhere. And it was just an absolute incredible match. But thank God Team Dreamwave came out on top with the win, because Team Dreamwave, or Dreamwave, is still under Dreamwave management. The Curse didn't win the match, so this is far from over. But at least now, Gage, we know that Dreamwave Wrestling is safe from the Curse taking over at the moment.
Yeah, thank heavens. I've kind of compared the Curse. They're like just a more sinister NWO in a way. You know what I mean? Like, Hogan, Hall, and Nash came in. When they came in, they were just trying to we run this just macho type of deal. But like the Curse, it's just, it's more sinister. It's more brooding. I don't know. I just, and I have my own personal history with Connor Hopkins. That's neither here nor there, but
sure.
you know, I was definitely in Team Dreamwave's corner, and it was carnage. You know, we knew it was going to be. I mean, I remember walking around and I saw just the rolls of barbed wire that were going to go on top, and I was just,
Yeah.
you know, you're just like, ugh, you know, and I felt it, and it was, I mean, it was, you know, and if any naysayers out there, it was barbed wire, man. I mean, this was, I only felt it once, and let's just say that, but no, I mean, it was carnage. I mean, we saw the former tag champions putting each other through a table. We saw, you know, chairs and Singapore canes, and Ken Shamrock had to get in there because God knows he was going to be the only one that could hold it down in there. And,
right. Definitely.
you know, but it was carnage. It was chaos, but Team Dreamwave in the end, man, they planted the flag and said, this is our house. You know, they're not going to take over, but I know it's far from over. I know the curse isn't just going to lay down and go away. They've got something. I'm sure Connor and them got something up their sleeve. But for now, exhale.
Yeah, man, exhale. You know, and I got to come back and think about this too, man. There was just like I had a warm fuzzy feeling inside, man, when Ken Shamrock's music hit, and I seen him come through that Dreamwave curtain, you know, to kick off the match, man. So I thought that was like one of the coolest things I've seen in wrestling. So thank you to Ken Shamrock and the Godfather. Go check out this match on IWTV. You will see an ankle lock. How about that? You know, you will see an ankle lock if you're an old Ken Shamrock fan. So, so looking forward to checking out the stream when it comes out. So probably by the time this is out, it'll already be out. So go check it out on IWTV. That's independentwrestling.tv. Gage, man. So, you know, this was, you know, call it one of the biggest matches in Dreamwave wrestling history, man, at the Psycho Silo Saloon. I want to take a second and thank the Psycho Silo Saloon, because what a cool place for us to have wrestling. What a cool venue. Everybody that we met there was super cool. You know, got to see a lot of cool bikes, and, you know, I have to say, and I want to thank everybody that came to the show, Gage, right? Because we have the best fans in independent wrestling. It was 150 degrees out there. We were sweating like people were pouring bottles over our heads, but we still all had a great time. It was still a fantastic show. You know, the guys and women on the show just put on an absolute banger of a card. Go check it out on IWTV. An awesome match. You don't see two cages, you know, war games type match very much on independent wrestling. So, you know, go check this one out, man. If you're a fan of that type of wrestling and cage matches, this one is definitely going to be for you.
No question.
So yeah, absolutely. No question. So go check it out, man, for sure. And also too, while we're here, I want to take a second and let you guys know that the Prelude pre-show taping for volume 13 happened on the Psycho Silo show, so that will be out here in just a couple weeks, so hang tight for that one. So the next volume will have the Psycho Silo Saloon No Escape pre-show match on it. Well, that's a mouthful.
Easy for you to say, right?
Yeah, right. But Gage, man, let me talk about this. The summer is not done yet, my friend. We are looking dead straight, you know, here pretty soon, another triple shot weekend. We won't break down the card too much because there ain't a whole lot to talk about it yet, but I want to let you guys know all tickets are available at DWTIX.com, DreamwaveWrestling.com. The next installment of Uprising is going to be Uprising 9. Engage in collaboration with Stardom. We also got Zeta Steel coming back. This is looking to be an awesome Uprising card, maybe one of the biggest ones yet, man, because, I mean, we don't get Stardom talent in town very much often, but, man, am I looking forward to this.
Oh, me too, man. This is awesome. I mean, the United States-Japanese wrestling relationship has been huge for decades, you know, and to be able to have that in LaSalle now is crazy. I mean, you hear so much about Stardom, and then, you know, Uprising has firmly established itself among, you know, just not the elite players, not just of women's wrestling, but just wrestling in general. So this is going to be awesome. I mean, and like you said, Zeta Steel coming back, one half of, you know, her and Brittany Brooks. I mean, I know Brittany Brooks is part of the curse now and all, but credit where it's due, man. Her and Zeta, they started the movement, you know. They were the spark that started the Inferno, that one match in October 23. And now we're at Uprising 9. We're collabing with Stardom. It's unreal.
Yeah, man. Really, really cool. And you heard me say triple shot weekend. That's right. Another triple shot weekend. Ladies and gentlemen, this show is free. FREE. August 1st, bell time, 1 o'clock, live at the Taste of the Illinois Valley. This is our second show. We were there last year for the first time. We had a great time. I'm so glad that they invited us to come back. But, I mean, Gage, you can't beat a Dreamwave show, but you really can't beat a free Dreamwave show, brother.
No, I mean, this is rare air, man, but
Yeah.
this is such a fun show. We had so much fun here last year. It's in Centennial Park in Peru. It's just, nice open area. They've got food trucks just lining the joint. You can get every type of food you can imagine. I mean, if it's fried, boiled, it does not matter. It's awesome. You got great food. It's some of the best in the Illinois Valley, LaSalle, Peru, the surrounding areas, and some pro wrestling in the park, man. Bring yourself a chair, a blanket, get you some food. And did we mention it's free to get in too?
Yeah, free. Everybody likes free for sure. So, yeah. So if you came out to that show, man, come out. If you're going to the Dreamwave show later that night, just come out and check that one out, early in the day. But we talked about the show later that night. Gage, this is top two has become my favorite of shows of Dreamwave because it's a total mystery card. It's called The Hands We're Dealt. There will be no matches announced. All the matches will be a mystery. All the matches will be drawn by the dealer's hand lottery. So everything at random. And Gage, right off the bat, last year, man, first guy through that curtain was Nick Gage. And, man, did that place pop.
Oh, God. Yeah, this is truly a, one-of-one type of deal here,
Yeah.
Everything is up to chance. Everything is completely random. It's all thrown out the window. You don't know what's going to happen. And, yeah, Nick Gage was the first person out of the curtain at this show the last time we did it. And it only got more and more insane from there. It's insane, really. I had a lot of fun with this, but everybody's sweating bullets. I can tell you that. You don't know when your name's going to get called, if your name's going to get called, what it's going to be. So, as they say, luck be a lady. We'll see what happens.
That's right. So July 31st, 7 o'clock, Uprising 9 in collaboration with Stardom in LaSalle. August 1st, free show. The Taste of the Illinois Valley, and then August 1st that night, The Hands Were Dealt special. We usually start at 6 o'clock on Saturday. We're going to start at 7 o'clock because we got that free show during the day. But tickets for all shows available at dwtix.com, dreamwavewrestling.com. Yeah, so, come to a show, man. You never know who's going to be in it. You never know who's going to walk through that curtain. If you like randomness, if you like mystery, this is the card for you, man. Come check out this one for sure. All right, also want to remind you guys about our next shows coming up after that. Gage, the announcement just came down today. We always do the October show. Last year, we were outdoor at Luz La Grotto. This year, on October 10th, we're going to be in the streets of LaSalle, man. How cool is that? Outdoor show outside the KC Club in the streets of LaSalle. That's going to be pretty awesome coming up in October. So, and the outdoor Halloween show, I always tell everybody, if there's an outdoor show to go to, come to our Halloween show. It's always fun, right, Gage?
Oh, it's a blast, man. This is cool. I saw the post and stuff on social media when it came out today. Unanimous approval from the LaSalle City Council. We are blocking off the corner of 2nd and Wright Streets right outside the KC Club. It is going to be Under the Lights Halloween special. Can't beat it. The atmosphere there last year was electric down at Luz. You had the crisp fall air. You had the Halloween setup and everything. So I can only imagine what it's going to be like this year. It's going to be a blast. You won't want to miss it. It's going to be a block party type of deal too. So
yeah,
come check it out, man. It's going to get spooky.
Yeah, it's going to be super cool, man. I'm excited to be back outdoors. A nice fall, crisp night under the lights, as you said, under the stars. Pro wrestling, LaSalle style Dreamwave wrestling, man. It's going to be awesome. And then after that, man, I want to go ahead and throw it out there to finish up the year. December the 5th, it's our Good as Gold show, which, if you're familiar with Rumbles, it is our Rumble show. So, and it's going to also have the Top Prospect Series Elimination Scramble finale on that one in December. So when you see those go on sale, make sure you grab those and come on out early to that. One last time, I want to remind you guys to go check out the Psycho Silo Saloon show on IWTV, Independent Wrestling TV. That is the latest show that is out. Get yourself ready for that August show coming up. I want to remind you guys to subscribe right here at sitdownmarks.com to stay up on all Dreamwave Prelude episodes and to stay up on everything going on in Dreamwave. I want to remind you to follow us on Instagram at sitdownmarks podcast on Instagram. And I want to remind you also as well, volume 13 to be coming up here pretty soon, here in just a couple of weeks. Your featured match, if you're watching right now, I'm going to give you a little insider information. Matt Hatter makes his return. He's going up against Aaron Arsenal, who is making his return to Dreamwave Prelude as well. Once again, tickets available, dwtix.com, and you can also head over to independentwrestling.tv for all of Dreamwave Wrestling's events. Gage, my brother, the fun comes and goes, man. So when we're together, we don't know how to do, but just have a little fun, man. So this thing has blown by today, but we're going to have you on the podcast or on Prelude coming up here very soon, man. So thank you for hanging out with us today. Thank you for talking a little Dreamwave Wrestling too.
Oh, dude, anytime. Thank you for having me, man. Always a blast to be on here. And like we say, come check us out, man. We got a lot of shows coming up. We got a triple shot coming up here. And we got October, December. It's a full slate, man. Check it out. But DB, thank you very much.
Yeah, man. Absolutely. You too, man. Appreciate everything that you do for Dreamwave Wrestling. All right, guys. Thank you guys so much. That's going to do it for Volume 12. For Gage and myself, I am DB, the host of Dreamwave Prelude. Thank you guys so much. Let's keep the summer of Dreamwave rolling, baby. And we'll see you at a Dreamwave Wrestling show. We're going to get you out of here like the only way we know how, guys. How about some picks from All-Star Weekend back in June? Thank you guys so much. Once again, for Gage, I am DB. See you guys next time. Keep spreading the good word of wrestling, and we'll see you ringside at Dreamwave Wrestling.